Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do the first look on this brand new Roborock Q7 M5 Plus. We're going to unbox it, connect it to the smartphone, download the Roborock app, map our house, and we'll do a small cleaning with it. This is a brand new Roborock. It does retail for $429. I did see it on sale for about $350 one time. I paid full price, and I bought this with my own money, and I wasn't paid for this video. I will put a link to it in the show description notes. I'm not sure it's going to get the Just a Dad seal of approval because it doesn't have a carpet sensor. That's the first thing I noticed. So this mop pad, you've got to take it on and off yourself. We'll see how things go, but I generally don't like those. That Q10 S5 right there is a better deal. It's got a carpet sensor on it. I will be comparing it to it later. Okay, let's get started. This robot, I like that it has LiDAR navigation. There is a spinning LiDAR underneath there. We do have some tape we've got to take off. There's a sensor here on the front. There's some tape here that's on this docking station. Now it does come with a extra mop pad. This is a mopping pad attachment that you've got to take on and off yourself. It doesn't raise or lower this mop pad. It just drags it along as it's mopping. There's the cord. We got this little piece of plastic so that when the robot is docked, it's not going to get your floor wet. Here's the dust bag. So this robot is going to vacuum your house. Come back, another vacuum is going to kick on in here, and it's going to auto empty everything out of the dustbin out this trap door. You will have to replace that dust bag about every 3 months or so. Around back, you're going to plug this cord in. It is 2-prong and it's 6 feet long. There is a little cord storage there. Here's the bottom of the robot. If you do get a plug, you can take these screws out and take that plug out if something blocks it up. Looks like it's 120 volts, 60 hertz, 3.5 amps when it's auto emptying. Docking station front to back is about 7 with the plastic 11. And left to right, you're looking at 8¼ inches. The plastic's 12. Height-wise, it's not very tall at all. 10¼ almost 10½ inches. Now you're going to put this dock station up against the wall, and there's the measurements. About 1.6 feet clear on either side and 5 feet clear in front of it. It only uses the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Okay, let's switch gears again. There's the spinning LiDAR. We have 2 physical buttons, a power button. It's also the start-stop button and a home button. It does have the bumper technology, but this, after it maps your house, it will clean in straight lines. There's the sensor on the front. Looks like some vent there. There's where it's going to charge. There is another little sensor right here for helping it back up. And then let's take a look at the dustbin. You're going to pinch these tabs, pull this off. Everything's going to go into here when it vacuums your house. We'll take a look at that here in a second. This is the water tank for the mopping attachment. So you're going to open this up, put some water in there. It looks like a fairly big water tank that surrounds that. It does have a water pump, so there is a little connection here. So the water pump, you have 3 levels of water you can choose. This filter you're going to have to clean once in a while. Just lift this up. Little different design. Pinch these tabs. This is the filter. There's like a screen here, so the air is going to go through there. And then this is the filter. It's a little hard to get off. It is reusable, but once in a while you will have to replace it. But you can rinse it off and let it dry. So this little curvature is going to point right here and just snaps onto place. Now again, this all comes assembled, ready to go. Okay, that is snapped on. There is a little flapper here. Everything's going to go in here. Then it gets auto emptied out the back at that port. And this just slides on. Okay, so again, there's no carpet sensor here. This is an anti-tangle side brush. It doesn't extend. It comes already installed. This wheel just spins free. These are the fall-off sensors, so it doesn't fall down your stairs. Here's the brush roller. They do have this thing called jaw scraper for getting hairs off of it. So if we take this out, there is a comb down here. That's supposed to help with long hairs. Here's the brush roller. There's kind of like, this is really soft. That's a soft rubber. These ends do come off. They're a little tricky, but that does come off if you do get some hair wrap around it. Now this comes off. There's like a little bearing in there. And then this one, turn that, and that does come off. And there's a little symbol there. You will have to take these off for cleaning once in a while and then put this back on. And then that goes right like that. Here's what the door looks like. A little bit of a scraper there. Very easy to work on, looks like. These are the drive wheels. Now around back, this is again the water pump. There's where the water is going to be coming out 2 spots. So let's grab this. You're going to have to install this and take this off yourself. It just snaps on. Now again, the robot just drags the mop pad. You know, it's just dragging the mop pad on the, it doesn't push down. It doesn't lift it up. We can see there's where the water is going to come through. You're going to have to physically take this off every time and clean the mop. The mop pad's going to capture your mud or dirt. Take this off and put this in your laundry. It's very simple to put in your laundry. And it's very simple to put back on. It's got like a little sleeve here, so you just find this. There's like a magnet to let it know that, I think that's to let it know. Let's see where that lines up at. Yeah. I don't know if there's a sensor there or not to let it know, but it does have a little magnet there. And again, you're going to have to take that on and off yourself if you don't want this to mop carpet. Okay, let's see how easy it is to fill the dustbin up. We're also going to pre-wet the mop. So the water tank looks like it holds a bunch of water. Now I'm going to pre-wet it, but we're not going to put this on for mapping. I'm just getting, after it maps our house, we're going to do a quick cleaning. I'm just getting that ready. And every time you mop, you will want to pre-wet that. All right, I don't have the robot turned on. The base station's plugged in. The white light's on. This should turn it on. And then we're going to scan that QR code back there with our app. There was a delayed reaction last time on this. And I can tell you the Q10 S5 Plus is a better robot. I can tell that already. It has a carpet sensor and everything. They've got a new tune too. That speaker sounds like it's broke. All right, we're good. We're gonna go to the app. And I just got this Shark Navigator. Getting ready to do the video on it too. Okay, let's go hit the plus button. Give it access to your camera. We're gonna go scan this code. Press and hold the power and dock buttons simultaneously, okay? Press these 2 buttons here. They're physical buttons. Press and hold them.
Entering network
All right.
configuration.
Okay, I can select this box. Give it your Wi-Fi password. Select your Wi-Fi, 2.4 gigahertz only. All right, you're going to connect to, hit that button. You have to. There's a Wi-Fi being transmitted by that robot. You have to join it. You could have to do it manually, but this does seem to work pretty good. This is an iPad Air, kind of the latest one, and it works on your iPhone. And you should get some check marks here. Bind device, yeah, this is all automatic so far. I'm just not a fan of these robots. You have to manually put that just drag the mop pad. I'm just not a big fan of those. And with no carpet sensor, I mean, even the Roomba 105, it drags its mop pad, but it has a carpet sensor. So I really thought they would have got away from this, but all right, agree to the legal information. There's some important things we're going to step through here. Applies. So the carpet boost, and I have no idea how it's going to sense carpet. Maybe with the drive wheels, somebody said, I don't know. But it makes the robot really loud when it's on carpet. Maybe it's because I draw. A lot to learn on this. Do not disturb is on by default. I would definitely leave that on. I'm turning mine off. Map saving, I don't know why that's off. That should be on. Otherwise, you're not going to save your maps. And there is an update. Okay, let's do the update. Turn auto update on and hit update now. It says cliff reminder for floor type settings map. Oh, it adds cleaning in floor direction. Okay, that. I like that. Just general stuff. I'll let you know how long this takes. And we're at about 5-minute mark. Okay, about 6 or 7 minutes. We're gonna
update completed.
firmware. Oh, it's waiting for orders. Charging. 70%. Okay, good. Let's do quick mapping. Open your doors, turn your lights on, and pick your stuff up. And arrange your furniture in the order it's going to be in. So yeah,
starting mapping.
It's going to randomly go through your house. Again, I don't have the mop pad on, and then it creates a really cool map. We're going to see that as it goes. LiDAR navigation is, I mean, it's the here and now. I mean, it's the best thing right now. And you'll just watch that map develop. At the end of this job, it doesn't take long. Roborocks are usually pretty good about mapping. And then at the end of the job, we'll edit the map. We'll go through what limited settings there probably are. And then we'll do a minor cleaning with it. So I was pretty critical of this Q5 Pro because it's got a mopping attachment, but again, no carpet sensor. I was hoping, this is their older one. So they did away with the dual brush roller. It just drags the mop pad also. And I just think there's too much work involved with these, with the app. Carpets, you know, when you can't detect carpet, you've got to really fine tune where the carpet is, or it just drags that across the carpet. So I was hoping for a better update, but this one looks like, I mean, they upgraded the suction power. This one's got pretty low suction power, and the dual brush rollers I thought were okay, but I don't think it's that big of an upgrade. I would probably get whichever one's cheaper. Okay, that was super quick. Now, I could tell from the mapping, there's hardly any obstacle avoidance. This thing was bumping into everything. So it was relying a lot on the LiDAR. If something was tall, it wouldn't bump into it, but if it was short, it would. All right, it's docked.
Saving the map.
Saving the map.
Charging.
All right, we want to adjust. I closed some doors, so I wanted to make this quick. Okay, here's your map. You could have it remap your house if you wanted to, but let's divide. I'm going to select the room. If that arrow is not solid, it won't divide. Okay, I want to make the corner cleaning. It's very easy. Pinch and zoom. You know, this is super easy to use. Let's move this a little farther over there. There. Hit the check mark, and it should make 2 different colors. Yep. You can merge rooms, name. Let's kind of give you an example. You can give it specific rooms. You can give it specific names. All right, remote exit. Yeah, I know. Okay, so we have threshold. I can't imagine this having a whole lot of thresholds, but we'll add a threshold. Should have read that. We'll do it over here. There's a yellow line. Drag it. You can make it, I would advise making it thick. I don't think it's going to climb much of a threshold. Floor material, I forgot about. So we did divide, merge, name, floor material. Set the floor type. The robot will clean along floor direction. So the corner testing is horizontal. So this is an update. You got tile, or horizontal, vertical, or default. It's vertical, I'm sorry. Carpet. This is going to be super important for you. It's not going to show you where carpet is. I don't think so, yeah. No, there's no way. Adjust position, yeah. So you're going to be constantly adjusting this till you get it right. Add carpet. I know I have a big carpet area over here. I like that it gives, well, it gives you it in centimeters. We can change that to feet. I'll show you, but I know this whole area right here is carpet. And I'll have to fine tune that. And rugs are going to be even more harder to fine tune. All right, all right. I love we can do sequence. This is new to Roborock. If you want to do room 2, I want to do corner 3. So just you kind of press and hold, and that's your room sequence now. So it'll do that one. When you do a whole house, it'll do that one, that one, and that one. I love it. Oh, you can remove. Let's remove. It doesn't like mirrors. If there's a an area with mirrors, it doesn't like it. I know that. So, but I'm not going to do any of that. So let's no-go zones. Okay. I think you're only going to be limited to 2. Let's just see. Yeah. Oh, there is a no mop zone. Okay. I stand corrected a little bit. There's an invisible wall. I mean, the Q5 did not have no mop zones. So a no mop zone means it won't mop that area, but it'll vacuum. So when the mopping pad, it should know when the mopping pad is attached that it will not mop. So, all right, I get all mixed up here. A no mopping zone, you're going to put that, like, you got to put that where the carpet is, I'm pretty sure. Or does it know if there's carpet there? I don't know. Let's say there's just an area you don't want it to mop. We're going to test this. And in my detailed review, I'll let you know. But if I have a rug right here or something, and you can put no-go zones are really important. It won't, what the mop pad attached or not attached, so I know over here it struggles with computers. So you can adjust these later on, but it'll struggle in that area. So there's a no-go zone, and it does have an invisible wall. So it won't go past this line. So you can put that like to the entryway to a room you didn't want it to go into. So you can rotate the map. You can go click the little icon here, manage maps, map names. You can delete the map. Let's go back. Okay, there's our map. I like that it's always on the front display. Let's just verify if it can sense. Now again, you're gonna have to do this. It might be best, instead of flipping, I get pretty rough with these robots. So instead of flipping it over on top of that LiDAR, you're gonna just probably take the dustbin off. And again, this just clips on. I'm not a huge fan, but I might be more of a fan with some better settings. All right, I pre-wet it. That's where that plastic piece will come in.
Mount reinstalled.
Okay.
Dustbin and water tank combo unit installed.
It did say mop pad installed. Okay, that is an improvement over the Q5.
Charging.
So it knows when the mop pad's installed. That's important. You wouldn't think that little bit of a detail is important, but that's going to help this robot tremendously. This might get adjusted to add sticker seal for approval. All right, let's go to settings. Cleaning history. The best thing I can tell you is the number one thing I tell people, put it on a schedule. You can always adjust this later, but have it clean your entire house at least once a week, which is going to be a little tricky with this one because you got to fill it up and wet the mop pad. I would always leave the mop pad off and just have it at least vacuum. And when I wanted to mop, I would be kind of in more control of that. Maintenance. This is when the filters. Now that filter, you're going to have to clean that filter that I showed you about every 2 weeks. Yeah. That's so many hours. That's to replace it. It won't make it that long. Side brush, mop, replace as needed. Dust bag, replace as needed. It says you can reset it, but. All right, carpet cleaning settings. So we have carpet boost. Okay, we only have 2. This is, after the mop cloth mount is installed, the robot avoids carpets and crosses them only when necessary to avoid missing any spots. Please use it after adding a carpet in the map. So, okay, it's going to be very important to add that carpet like I showed you in the map. Carpet avoidance and crossing. So this is off. And if I turn it on, that means, this is worded weird sometimes. So I turned it on. That means after the mop cloth mount is installed, the robot avoids carpet. So it tries to avoid them and crosses them only when necessary. So that's important. So I told the robot there's a bunch of carpet here. It can go around this carpet to get over there. But if you have an area, say this whole thing was carpet and there's a place to mop over there, it will have to cross that to get to mop that over there, and it will have to drag the mop pad across. Now you can prevent that by deselecting that. I'm going to keep it selected. Carpet boost, I'm going to leave. Well, I'll turn it on. All right, floor cleaning settings. Clean along floor direction. I've got that on. I like that. That's going to clean. I told it in the map what the grain of the wood is, and it is it does mop better when it can mop with the grain. There's little grooves when you go opposite. Auto empty's on, balance, frequent. I like frequent. Every 45 minutes, how often do you want it to empty the dustbin? Manage maps, that's where you go in to manage the maps. Robot voice, volume. More settings. Do not disturb. I've got that off, but that's where you turn it back on. Off peak charging's off. Child lock. Button lights. They'll automatically turn off after 1 minute. There's where you change it to square feet. Robot positioning. I think that's find you. And I've never used remote control. I need to play with this. Spot clean. I think you move it with that and then you hit spot clean. I don't know. Device information. This is where you change the name. This is where you find the serial number. If you if you have any problems. Firmware updates. I already turned that on by default. Delete device. Report logs. Okay, that's it. If you want to connect this to your smart speaker, it's not here. Go back to your home screen and it's down here under profile. Device sharing. If you want to share this with another person, I do have some Dream robots shared. That works very well. Smart speakers. These are the ones. These are kind of hard to use. They do work, but I like these. The Apple commands. You set them right in the app. These other ones, you've got to go into their app and use their app. It's a little trickier. It does work. I mean, it's just a few more steps, but the Apple commands are super nice and super easy to set up. And that's it. Go back to devices. All right, so there it is, the Q7. Let's go back to it. That's going to be your home page. You're going to click that to go into it. All right, now if we want to do cleaning, we can do full clean. Let's click. We can do vacuum and mop, so it knows I have the mop pad installed. Let's take the mop pad off. I want to play around with this. Just because those settings should go away when the mop pads, and that's what that little magnet was for, to let the robot know.
Dustbin and water tank combo unit installed.
Yeah, it never said the
Dustbin and water tank combo unit removed.
It's playing catch up.
Charging.
Okay, let's go back. Vacuum and mop. Mop cloth not installed. Even though it still lets me select it, it tells me it's not. Okay, so let's go back and install it.
Charging.
All right. Let's see if it shows it now. Yep, it shows it. Good. All right, I reinstalled the mop pad. I got 5 levels of suction, 3 water levels, 2 cycles, if I can do it twice, balanced or deep cleaning route pattern. I can do mop only. I can do vacuum only. I can customize each room. This is super nice. All right, let's go back. I can select a room, which is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be selecting this room. I can do all of those previous settings I showed you, or I can do a zone. I can add different, I can add more than one zone. Say the kids made a mess here, the dog made a mess here, and I can make that as big as I want, and I can tell it, what do you want to do in that zone? So that's super nice. Let's go back to full.
Starting selective room cleaning.
Okay, I told it to go over and start cleaning the corner test area. I've got the mopping pad attached. We're going to watch it in the app. Now it is positioning itself and it's putting down some good water. I can hear wow, that's a lot of water flow. I need to turn that down. Now I didn't tell it that there was carpet here, so it will run that carpet over. And we're not going to check a cable. There's no way it's going to avoid a cable. Okay, it was not able to avoid the toy. Now it is able to clean under some furniture. Now the first thing it's going to do is going to do the perimeter of the room first. And then we'll check its mopping. We got some really long hairs up here. Okay. It's very quiet. So it did leave a little bit in the corners. I do have it where it's going to do 2 passes. I do like the app. You can see right where it is on the app. And it's laying down some good water. Again, it is mopping and vacuuming at the same time. And I can hear a water pump kick on once in a while. Wow, did a pretty good job. Now that mud is not dried on. It's relatively wet still. Wow, did a pretty good job. Wow, it's pretty clean. Okay, let's turn the suction up to, there's Max Plus. I probably should have had it on Max Plus when it was doing the edges there. It did leave a little bit in the edges. I had the suction pretty low, but and then let's go back. This is quiet. There's the quiet, the lowest setting for suction only. There's balanced. And then there's turbo. Turbo's about right. Okay, so it's on its second pass. The first pass was left, right. Now it's going to go the opposite direction. And again, here's the app. I can see right where it is and right where it's been cleaning. Now we will try it with something bigger. We'll check the obstacle avoidance with something like a shoe. It's a little bit taller and that LiDAR sensor should be able to pick it up. So yeah, it did sense it. And it's trying to stay away from it. But it does get a little too close to it, but it is trying to stay away from it. And see, the other portion is kind of low, so it's relying on the bumper to send it backwards. So yeah, only where the heel was because it's tall. Here's a couple buttons I've never, re-cleaning and skip area in the app I've never seen before. So it's going over that mud, and yeah, that's really clean now. Okay, so the second pass, it does not do the corner. It doesn't do the perimeter of the room again. It only does the center part twice. Okay, so it's going to back up to the dock station. There's another vacuum is going to kick on. It's going to suck everything into that dust bag there and have it charged up, ready to go.
Emptying dustbin.
Okay, so it's all done. Let's see how well the mop did back here. Yeah.
Robot suspended. Move the robot
Pretty
to
good,
its
actually.
location and
Now again,
restart.
it just drags that mop pad on the floor, but it can keep it wet. But you have to wet it to begin with. We do have some long hairs wrapped around. That was a pretty big test. Let's see. So there's that comb down there that's supposed to help get the hairs off of that. Now we don't have any on the side brush. It does have that anti-tangle there. And again, you're just gonna have to lift this off. There's that water pump. There's where the water comes out. And then this is just held on with Velcro. You're gonna take this off and simply put it in your laundry. Because that captured all the mud now. And now when it's ready to go, you can put it back on. And then when you want to vacuum, I would leave the mop pad off when I wanted to vacuum my entire house. Because it does not have a carpet sensor. So in the app, you've got to be very specific of where the carpet is so that it doesn't drag the mop pad over carpet. So I love how these videos start out where I'm like, nope, it's not going to get a sticker. But I am going to give this adjusted head sticker seal approval. Now, because they updated the settings, this is better than the Roborock Q5 Pro, which I don't recommend. Even though it doesn't have a carpet sensor, it's got some really good settings in the app to help it avoid carpet. Now again, these have more expenses. Like this is a better robot, the Q10S5, but it's going to be more expensive. It's got a better sensor, better mopping attachment. So if you need to save a little bit of money, these are great budget ones. Actually did a pretty good job of mopping. Now the corner cleaning capability could have been a little bit better, but boy, for vacuuming, I will be testing this on carpet too. So this was just a preliminary first look. So the way it stands right now, the Q7 is $429, the Q10 is $499. You know, that's $70. So they've got this weird coupon. It says buy any one for $329. That's a good price. So $300 is a great price for this robot. I'm going to have to put it up against, I really do love the Mova S10 Plus. This thing's usually under $300 and it's a good mopping robot. Yeah, I got to dive into these more. The Roomba 105 actually surprised me very well too. It's kind of expensive right now, so I'm not really recommending it. The Q10, I got to do some more research on these, but I like the user interface. Roborock prices usually do come down a little bit. Wait for the sales. Don't pay full price. Don't pay $429 for it. I don't know what the sale price will be, but they do put these on sale. This is their new lineup. They've got an older lineup. I thought there'd be a few more advances than what I'm seeing, but I do like what I am seeing though. But you get into the $400 price range, and you're getting really close to Q Revos. Now these are $1,000 robots, but that L40 was $500 for a while. The Mova P10 Pro was $500. So these are far superior robots. They have dirty water tanks, clean water tanks. They wash the mop pads. Very automated systems here where anytime these robots start getting over if they start approaching $500, they're just too basic of a robot. Unless, you know, I'm doing a whole series. I'm buying these. I'm seeing which ones to get because I know some people don't want all the fancy bells and whistles. They just want something that vacuums, comes back to the base station. They're charging too much more for these because of the mops. So I'm trying to come up with some that are just good for vacuuming. I did buy the new Shark Navigator. Very next video will be that. Now I will put a list in the show description notes of my favorite robot vacuum cleaners. If you purchase it using my link, the product doesn't cost you anymore, but I do get a small commission from the sale. It is a way of helping support my channel. Also, there's a new feature. So in the YouTube video, I should have been telling people about this. YouTube has its own shopping program now. And they've had it for a year or so. I can tag things inside the YouTube video and they'll pop up inside during the video. I try to time it when it's going to be, it's not really hard. It's kind of time consuming of when to time it, but you may see them off to the left or right. And if you click on that product in the YouTube video, it'll take you to Roborock's website or Shark Ninja's. or even Walmart. And if you purchase the product using that also, I get a small commission from sales. So there is a new revenue stream for me. I'm not making a whole lot of money off of it right now, but YouTube is really all in on shopping, and more stores are joining. It's called the YouTube affiliate program, YouTube shopping program. And, that way people don't have, the Amazon link is in the description, which I do appreciate that, but it's a little bit more work. You got to go into the description, click on that. I do earn a little bit more money from the Amazon link. Sometimes these commissions are all over the place, certain times of the year. It's so hard to keep track of. But again, so the YouTube affiliate program, if you click on that product, and again, there should be a carousel underneath the video that will also show it. And that's where my coffee is too. I used to review coffee makers, and I came up with my own coffee line. I think it tastes really good. You can click it there too, or buy it at justadadcoffee.com. But so if you click on those products in the YouTube video, I also earn a small commission from that. And that's a way of helping support my channel. I'm pretty much not going to receive free products. I took the Matic robot vacuum cleaner for free, did a video on it, got some feedback. I appreciate the feedback. I do think my channel needs to stay. I buy them. I'm thinking of doing channel memberships. Maybe that'll help offset some of the cost of buying these. This Roborock series has really set me back. Because they've got the ones with the self-empty base. I bought 3 of them, and then they got the ones without the self-empty base. So, granted, I could say that's this. I got to buy them. I may return a few of these because I just can't afford it. But I don't like doing that because that's not honest. I'll probably end up keeping them. I may do free giveaways or something at some point, but mainly for comparisons. But yeah, I had to buy these. This was a pretty big expense because I buy them when they first come out. They're never on sale hardly, and I just bought all of them at once. So again, I really do appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think of channel subscriptions, how they should be, what the cost. I'm open. This is our channel. And I just really appreciate everybody's support. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.